Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to make a video on my personal wish list for characters I want to see in Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. Now I have a huge passion for the Budokai Tenkaichi series, even the Budokai series. I grew up on those games, I spent hours into those games, especially stuff like Budokai 1, Budokai 3, and just all the Tenkaichi games. I definitely have played a lot of them, so I am very excited for Sparking Zero. It is the first time in a long time that I think I've been super excited for an anime game coming out since maybe Dragon Ball Z Kakarot or Jump Force. And today I wanted to compile a list of characters that I really want to see in this game. Now, right now I'm kind of going off a couple of rules for this list. If the character was in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I'm not going to put them on this list. We don't know yet if all the characters are returning yet, but as of right now, I'm just not going to put them on this list because I'm just going under the assumption that they are returning. Also, I'm going to kind of leave out very obvious choices that are obviously going to be in the game, whether they're in the base roster or DLC. So characters like Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan, Ultra Instinct Goku, Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, characters like that I'm not going to have on the list just because they're very obviously going to be in the game. This is really just characters that I think have less of a chance to be in the game, but I really want to see them. So with that, I want to get started with the first handful of characters which come from OG Dragon Ball. Now, I think OG Dragon Ball has some of the most fun characters they can choose to be in this game because I don't know, I've always just really liked it when the Budokai Tenkaichi games throw in OG Dragon Ball characters. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 had a bunch. We had General Blue, we had the Pilaf robot, we had Tao Pai Pai, we had Devilman, Tambourine, Nam. So I really like when these games add OG Dragon Ball characters. So I want to kind of go over a couple characters and why I think they would fit in this game. The first one I have on the list is Kid Krillin. Very iconic. He is Goku's first rival in the series. He's his best friend. I just always think Kid Krillin never really gets shown in these games. The next character I want to go over is actually one that you really don't get to play as in these games, and that is Monster Beast Giran. Now, he was one of Goku's first World Tournament matches, and I just think he's a character that kind of fits Tenkaichi a little bit. He's a classic Dragon Ball character. As I mentioned, he was Goku's first World Tournament match. And how would he play? He would use mainly melee attacks, but I also think he has his wings, so he can fly. The next character I want to talk about is Ninja Murasaki, or Commander Purple in the manga. A classic Dragon Ball character, funny attacks. He's gonna have some of the most goofy special attacks, stuff like Hercule does in the games. He's gonna have some goofy attacks as well. I want to throw in Major Metallotron. I think that's how you say it. He's just another character I think could potentially work, but I'm not holding out any hope for him. The next character is a character I really want to see because I want to see him fight Bergamo in the game, some dream matchups. That is Man Wolf. Now, there really isn't much to say about Man Wolf. He's just a classic Dragon Ball character again. I just think he just would be a fun choice to throw in the game. The next two are ones that I'm not holding out hope for again either, but that is 23rd Martial Arts Tournament Goku and Piccolo. Not really anything there to really say about them. The most you can really get creative with is Goku's feet Kamehameha could be one of his attacks, and you can finally give Piccolo a giant transformation with this form as when he did use it. Next two characters I absolutely want to see in this game. These are two of my top ones, and that is, the first one I'm going to mention is Anin. Now, I'm sorry for mispronouncing that name. She was a filler character that showed up at the end of the original Dragon Ball's anime run. She was the one with the banjo fan and stuff like that. She was with Grandpa Gohan. I think she would work. I think that she would be a fun character. She has a giant transformation. You can use fire-based attacks. I think she would work. And this next character I am going to mention is the character I want to see in this game most. She is my number one pick, and that is 23rd Martial Arts Tournament Chi-Chi. Now, in the past game, we had Kid Chi-Chi, which is fun pick, really good, cool pick. But 23rd Martial Arts Tournament is peak Chi-Chi in my opinion. This is her best look. I think this is where she really just worked really well the most in the story, and I would absolutely love to see 23rd Martial Arts Tournament Chi-Chi. I think the only games that really give us a playable Chi-Chi in this stance is like Super Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Heroes. I don't even know if Dragon Ball Heroes has her. I just assume that they have her. But I would absolutely love to see 23rd Martial Arts Chi-Chi. I think she just absolutely would work, and it would be a fun character. Now, the next list of characters I'm going to talk about all come from Dragon Ball Z, and it's going to be just mainly characters from not only the series, but also the movies, and a couple filler characters I want to talk about as well. And the first character I want to talk about is a character that not a lot of people are going to say, oh, I want that character. So, in the past games, we have gotten, henchmen as playable characters, stuff like Apu, and Frieza Soldier. So I want to see another form of Frieza Soldier, and that is the Frieza Soldier gunner or shooter. He was in Xenoverse, stuff like Raspberry, characters like that, or you can either straight up just use Raspberry as the character. I honestly always thought that was the more iconic design for the Frieza Soldiers. I always really liked that design and the gunner aspect. Plus, you have the gunning aspects you can use as a range attack. So I just think it would be a fun character. This next character needs to happen, people. I don't understand. I mean, I get it, but in all the games, he has a limp arm anyways. They just don't model him without the limp arm. We need one-armed future Gohan. That's all I'm going to say. Give us one-armed future Gohan. Another character is another henchman type character that I really want to see because they don't get enough love. In fact, I think the last video game they appeared in was Kakarot as mob enemies, but you don't really see them at all, and they're never really talked about in the same status as like Frieza Soldier, Cyberman, Cell Jr., even Red Ribbon Army grunts, and that is Bobby's henchmen. Now they can be cool. I think they do have cool designs. I just would really like to see them. It's these tinier characters that I like to see represented because obviously we're going to get our Gokus, our Vegetas, our Jirens and stuff like that, but I just want to see these smaller characters represented because, hey, who's going to main them? I mean, I don't know, but I think they can just have some potential. Like, show them some love. That's what these games are about. These aren't competitive fighting games. These are games where you pick out your toys in the toy box. And I think Bobby's henchmen could fit in that status. Another character I would really like to see, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but he's never really in the video games. And yeah, we do have Dragon Ball Super Broly in the game. We're obviously going to have Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and even Broly's Second Coming is an alternate costume in some of the games. Give me Bio Broly. I get it, he's Sludge Poopy Man. But come on, like, this would be one of the most funny looking characters in the game, and I don't know what kind of moves you're gonna have for him, but I think he'd be funny. I think I would like to see Bio Broly. The next character is a character that doesn't really show up that often, but I like him. I think he's a fun aspect to the series. He's a fun lore character. That is Tarble. And if you don't know who Tarble is, he appeared in the OVA special Yo Son Goku and His Friends Return. He is Vegeta's little brother. It'd be a fun callback to that special. I don't think the villains in that special would really work as characters. I mean, they could, but I think Tarble would be a much more fun character to have in it. You can have some dialogue options with like Trunks, and even now we just have much more characters thanks to the super stuff. So Tarble versus Cabba, because Cabba's obviously going to be in this game, but Tarble I think would be a really fun character. The next character I want to talk about is also from a older OVA that did get a remake and was in Raging Blast 2, kind of like Tarble, and that is Hajiak. I like Hajiak's design. I like his story a little bit, and he has some unique moves that you can put into it. I think he would be a fun character to have. Another OVA character is Frieza's ancestor, Chilled. Lord Chilled. He is from the episode of Bardock. Now, that special ain't too great, and Chilled isn't like one of my top ones, but I think he has a unique enough design, and you could have some fun interactions with characters like Frost and Frieza and even King Cold. Say they make him come back, and Cooler as well. I would like to see Chilled, neat design. Also, I think again this is another obvious character that's going to be in it, or not really a character but a transformation. You can have some leeway there, but because of Super Saiyan Bardock, I'm not going to put him on the list because Bardock's obviously going to be in it. He's obviously going to have Super Saiyan in this game. But Lord Chill can just help bring that in, or he can be brought in because of that. And the last Dragon Ball Z character I want to mention is, again, a memorable filler episode character. In the past games, we have gotten Pikkon, but we never get to see any love for Lee Boo. I think Lee Boo deserves some love. So I'm gonna add him in there. He doesn't have that many, unique designs and aspects to him, like moves. But he had a little fun fight with Pycon, nothing too crazy. It's just like a little brawl fest. But I think Alibu deserves his video game playable debut. Now, if you think I'm going to make this list without mentioning some Dragon Ball GT characters, you're wrong. Now, Dragon Ball GT I actually think has a really good list in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. We have a lot of the major ones that we need, so I'm only going to mention 3 characters I think should be in this game to kind of help fill it out. And the first one I'm going to mention is Logic. But he's a memorable character. He's one character who's kind of looked in the same stance as something like a Pycon or a Tapion. Where he's a very memorable character. He's probably one of the most memorable aspects of Dragon Ball GT and probably one of the best aspects of the Black Star Dragon Ball saga. I think he would just be a fun character just to add. A little throwback for the people who do like him. The next one, of course, is General Rildo. Again, a character who is a very memorable character. Is important to the end of the Black Star Dragon Ball saga, the beginning of the Baby saga. So I think General Rildo deserves it. He has transformations. He has a okay fight with Goku. Like, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's not nothing crazy. I think it's an okay fight. And the last one is gonna be Ice Shinron. Nova's in it. His brother, major villain, one of the majors of the Shadow Dragons. Not a lot of the Shadow Dragons aren't that great, but Ice is one of the major ones. We have Omega, we have Nova. I also throw in, stuff like GT Trunks, GT Vegeta, Gohan, and Goten. We don't really get to see much love for them. I mean, Xenoverse does have Vegeta, GT Vegeta, and Trunks, but we never get to see GT Goten, which I think we need to see an older Goten, which I do think we will see with superhero content, but I would like to see those GT iterations of those characters. And last up, I'm going to be talking about, of course, Dragon Ball Super. Now, Super is going to be a very big part of this game, because, a lot of the new characters are going to come from Super. We've already seen stuff like, Broly and Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Jiren and Bergamo, which I really think, we're starting off strong. But I do want to see some other handful of Dragon Ball Super characters. Of course, I'm not going to name, the obvious ones, but here's some I just want to kind of mention. The first 2 are Sinolo and Pinilia. Sorry for mispronouncing this. Those are the 2 Namekians from Universe 6. They are the ones who have less of a likely of a chance of getting in compared to Kaba, Frost, Hit, Kale. I personally would like to see them. They have a really good fight with Gohan and Piccolo, and I just think, more Namekian representation. I think about stuff like interactions with characters like Piccolo, Slug, Nail, who I'm just assuming will all be in this game. So I just want to throw them in there. The next one is Ganos. Now, he is one of the more major characters from Universe 4. I want to at least give each universe a playable character. I don't think every single character from the universes all need to be in it, but I think each universe deserves at least one. And this is a character, he had a cool fight with Master Roshi, and he's just one of the more memorable characters from Universe 4. Oban, again, the most memorable character from Universe 10. Cool fight with Gohan, probably the most interesting of the Universe 10 fighters. The next one is Brienne. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that one, find her annoying. She's a major character, not just from Universe 2, but in the arc. She stuck around for a while, had an emotional send-off, is a character who can transform. Gotta throw Brienne in there. And the last one is from Universe 3, and that is, I'm going to mispronounce this really bad because I forget how to say his name, but it's Angelius. He's the transformation, or the fusion between the robot characters from Universe 3. He's a giant character. I think he has a really strong chance. He has actually a really fun fight between characters like Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, 17, and Frieza. I think he has a strong chance of getting in. And of course, I want to mention these 2. I think they're going to get in, but I just want to mention Top and Dispo, especially Dispo. The top 2 front runners from Universe 11, and yeah, I just want to mention them real quick. A couple other characters, people are going to be like, oh, I want manga content. I want the manga content too. Black Frieza and Ultra Ego Vegeta, Granilla, Oil, what was his name? Gas, and obviously Moro, or 7-3 or characters like that. But I'm gonna hold out on the manga characters for right now. We haven't gotten any manga characters in video games yet, so we're just going to hold out on that for right now. But with that said, that is my pretty much wish list for Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. Now, like I said, I left out a lot of the obvious characters because they are obviously going to get in the game. Kefla, Hit, Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan Blues, stuff like that are obviously going to be in the game. And I wanted to give some spotlight on characters that you don't see get asked for typically, and just characters I would like to actually see in the game. Tell me what characters you guys want in the game, though, in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.